Good afternoon, YouTube and Facebook. Just want to say thanks to those subscribers that have subscribed to my channel and are watching my videos. Just want to say that you guys are the reason why I make these videos. So if you do find these useful and informational, please throw a like, subscribe, and I will continue to make videos for you guys. So the purpose of this video is to simply just go over tramming your Z-axis. Now, what does that mean? It simply means that this Z-axis assembly is not going to be perfectly square with your slat table. So I created this little mock-up here just to, again, better demonstrate how this works, how you can adjust it, and how you can get it square. So I have it completely loose on purpose just to better demonstrate how we can adjust this so that when we're done, our torch will be square with our table. So again, let's get started. So the first step in the process is the tools you need are something to grab this nut back here, something low profile. I have, just for demonstration purposes, again, a little Knipex wrench just to hold that. And what you're going to want is to grab a 3/16 inch Allen wrench. So you're just going to loosen these up just slightly because again, these right here are being held in place. If you don't loosen these, then you will not be able to adjust your bearings. So loosen these up slightly. Same thing with the ones in the front. So once you get those loosened up, then we can move forward with the next step. So now the next step in the process is getting a 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and we will proceed with now backing out our set screws. Now you do not have to remove them all the way. What I like to do is take one out pretty far out, with the next one just going about halfway out. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus, when we adjust this, we're going to focus on mainly one and then go to the next. So once you've backed these out, go ahead and do the same thing for the bottom two right there in the front. So once all 4 set screws are loosened, we'll proceed to the next step. Okay, so now that you've loosened those set screws and loosened your bearings, you will have a completely loose assembly here. So one thing that I like to do, if you have already used your table, so your slats are completely ruined and that sort of thing, just go ahead and set something really thick and flat. So maybe like an arbor plate or something. Set that on your table somewhere in the middle, and just tram your Z-axis off of that. But if your table's brand new, your slats are completely brand new, you could get away with using your slats. So again, we're going to be using our slats or something thick, something solid, and using that to square off our Z-axis and make sure this is perpendicular to our table. Okay, so now the next step is the actual adjustment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here with the rear, and you can see right now it is completely off, but let's go ahead and get one of these pushed in to allow our Z-axis now to be somewhat square. So now, once you've got that one bearing in there, you want to go ahead and tighten the next one. And you want to go ahead and set that where the second bearing just barely makes contact with that square tube. Now I found sometimes after you do this and you tighten this top bolt, it will pull it a little bit more. So maybe sometimes do like a 1/4 turn off. So once it's touching, maybe a small 1/8 of a turn, 1/4 turn off. And now we're pretty square. Yep, we are square. So here in the next step, I am taking you below. So once we have those rear done, we need to adjust these. So again, I like to start on one side. So let's go ahead and get this set. one thing you want to do is make sure that when you loosen this, you didn't loosen it too much, otherwise there's going to be some wobble there. Once I've got that on, I'll go ahead and proceed with the next, doing the same thing with just adjusting it until it barely touches that table. And like I said, I think this one's got too much wobble. But once you get those, I might have to tighten this a little bit. But once you get those adjusted, you should basically be just about ready. So next step. And the last step in the process is after we have adjusted our set screws, the last thing we're going to do here now is go ahead and tighten these. Now if you find that you've tightened it and you find that there's a little bit of a binding or something, go ahead and just back off a little bit, because happens is there's a little bit of play here, and sometimes you need to back off about a quarter turn or so on those set screws to allow them to tighten up and they go straight. So just go ahead and back off maybe about a quarter turn or so. So we got a quarter turn. That's free, and we'll go ahead and tighten the bottom and do the same thing. So if you find that when you tighten the bottom that this thing starts binding up, then that just means you need to back off your set screw just a hair. Now keep in mind too, as you back it off a little bit, it can affect the squareness. So as you tighten those, go ahead and check for square and play with it, tweak it a little bit, but there will be a little bit back and forth, but you've got the coarse adjustment out. Then it's finally just getting those fine adjustments as you tighten everything up. All right, so just continuing on that last step, again, just tightening these bolts here so we could tighten the position of these bearings. So I did that off camera because I couldn't get a good camera angle, but what you want to make sure is that you have absolutely no binding. You can go ahead and throw this back and forth. Doesn't catch it all. And of course, the most important thing is ensuring that you are square. So again, got a little bit of crud there, but once you're done, this should be absolutely square, or as best as you could, better from the factory. Again, completely normal, nothing's perfect, we're only human. I do hope that you guys found this useful. If you did, go ahead and throw a like. It'd be awesome if you guys subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.